All right. Christy with Cincinnati joining us as well. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys taking time on Good Friday to join us. This is going to be a recorded session. I'm going to record it later tonight. My wife is now working from the house, and if I try to download a recording while she's having to do what she's got to do, I'm in trouble. So we're going to wait until she gets off work tonight. Then I'll get the recording out to everybody. So there will be a slight delay, but you guys will get a copy. Our focus today, of course, is going to be Keller Williams Realty. It's going to be the growth of your downline during good times, during bad times, everything and anything in between. And I've got Hunter Gore on here. Hunter, how you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I am good. I am good. So Hunter, tell them a little bit about your background, and then I'll share a little bit about mine. And guys, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through the process of internet online lead generation, what's worked, what's not worked, successes, failures, and then also the follow-up. And that's Hunter. That's a part that Hunter has really focused on is that follow-up. But Hunter, go ahead and start with your background, please.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Michael. I'm definitely excited to be doing this webinar with you guys and hopefully giving away some of the knowledge and a little bit that I've learned being in Keller Williams so far. So I have been in KW since October of 2018. I was an admin until I got my license in January of 2019, and I have been full-time in real estate since January of 2019. It has definitely been a great experience being with Keller Williams. I have been fortunate and blessed enough to partake in profit share. Got my first profit share check back in November of 2019. So fairly new to it, but I am definitely excited for what we as a company offer our associates. I am also the technology coordinator for Keller Williams Western Upstate Market Center in the upstate of South Carolina. My team and I work all over the upstate of South Carolina as well. So if you have any business or referrals for the upstate, we would be more than happy to serve your clients.
Awesome. Now, one thing too is, you're fairly new to real estate and of course, fairly new to Keller Williams, but jumped right in to profit share immediately. What was that draw for you? Why go at it from day one?
Yeah, great question. So for me, it was not entirely from day one. I had been in KW since October of 2018. I did not really start thinking and learning about profit share until almost a year later, when I had kind of been immersed a little bit in KW and the KW culture. And at that point, it kind of started to sink in. But for me, the really big draw into profit share was the ability to build some phenomenal wealth and to build a very powerful legacy within Keller Williams. Keller Williams is a company that I believe in. I believe in everything they stand for. I believe in what they're doing for this industry, not just for us as KW agents. I believe, that they are continuing to take tech further into the future, and profit share is just a really great way to reward their associates. And for me, I loved hearing these success stories of some amazing individuals. One of them was Aaron Kaufman. I got connected with Aaron a little while back and started watching some of his videos, some of his classes that he teaches, and I've really just been on fire for profit share ever since. I've really enjoyed learning about people like Linda McKissick, where she and her husband make almost $2 million a year in profit share. At family reunion this past year, I had the great opportunity to sit in on Aaron Kaufman and Mike Brody's profit share class. Mike makes might be over $800,000 a year from profit share as well. So just some really incredible leaders in this industry and some really incredible leaders within KW as a company. And ever since then, it's just been lights out for profit share.
That's awesome. Now I love it. Now a little bit about my background as well. And see, the reason why I was asking Hunter that question is I like that he woke up sooner than what I did. And what I mean by that is I joined Keller Williams in 2004. And my father, Charles Tritthart, has been with Keller Williams since 1993. He is a owner and investor in Market Center number 19, which is Edmond, Oklahoma. And the lady that invited him to join Keller Williams back in the day in 1993 is some lady by the name of Mo Anderson. And so, he's been in pretty much from the ground floor. That's one of the very first offices outside of the state of Texas. When I joined in 2004, I came in on staff. And for me, profit share was one of those things that I never really put a focus on because I was staff, and it was always in my mind of, well, it'll happen when it happens, but I'm not being very purposeful about it. So, as we all have learned, if you focus on something that's going to grow. And so I never really focused on it for many, many years. It was always an ancillary type of situation. Aaron Kaufman, I've known him for many years. He joined about the same time I did. And I know that he was going around and doing some training and doing everything else all across the United States and Canada and being very successful with that. I travel and train on lead generation, on technology, social media marketing. Of course, not doing that right now. We've pivoted and we're providing everything via Zoom. But I want to show you guys a stat, and this is my own personal numbers, and I'm proud of this, and I'm embarrassed of this at the same time, because this is how long it took for me to wake up. I put this stat together earlier this year. I joined in 2004, and you see from basically 2004 to 2015 and through 2015, it was nothing in my profit share. I mean, it was pretty pathetic, quite honestly. 2010 was $7.90. That just shows you how far out of my mindset it was, because I was focused on other things at that time. Then I started to see a little bit of success in 2016. At the end of December 2017, I decided to wake up. I'm a one thing instructor, and my one thing I said at that point for 2018 was to grow my profit share. But what was interesting about 2018 is it actually took, about $100 back step from 17. But I was actively from December 17 through all of 18 and now through all of 19 and going on today, I'm actively focused on building and growing my downline. And since December 17, I've added plus 55 to my downline. And you can see the numbers, the monetary numbers of 2019, the jump that I had, almost $10,000. And the reason why is because I'm going in and I'm being very purposeful and very focused with my online lead generation. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of Aaron Kaufman. So let's talk a little bit about Aaron. And if you guys have questions, comments, aha moments, anything, do me a favor and add those to chat. I'm not going to be checking the Q&A within Zoom. Again, I'm a one thing instructor, not going to multitask. I can do chat and I can talk. That's about all I can handle, right? So we're going to go in and we're going to answer any of those questions via chat. And that can be for Hunter, and that can be for myself as well. Okay. Let's see the screen. If you look at the very top, that red bar, Luis, that is my profit share for 2019, 11,909. And then for 18, it was 2,000 and some change. Same thing for 17 and 16. Okay. Now, in December of 2017, like I said, I woke up. I started being very focused and very purposeful about my lead generation. And one of the things that I did, the very first thing that I did is I joined the Profit Share Mastermind group. And if you are a member of Profit Share Mastermind, go ahead and type a yes into chat for me. I just want to see how many people on this call are members. Okay, so Dan, yes, awesome, good. Lots of you are.
Awesome.
Great.
Love it.
Yeah, and so did you join this pretty quickly, Hunter?
So I joined that as soon as I found out about Aaron Kaufman, which I believe was in like September or maybe it was in October of 2019.
Okay, good. Now, what I love about this group is its motivation, it's training, it's anything and everything you want it to be. You can be vocal, you can be an extrovert, you can be an introvert. When I first started to join this group, I couldn't come from a major voice of contribution because my profit share was nothing. I wasn't really doing much. But what I did is I joined and I started to do the research. And I was pretty much a voyeur. I was watching what everybody was saying. I was kind of soaking it all in. My history, before I joined Keller Williams, I've always been a trainer. I've always been an educator. I've got a master's of education, but it's in history. And now I teach tech. And everybody's like, well, that doesn't match. How does that happen? I learned technology on the job training with teaching high school kids. I mean, they taught me all the bad stuff that can happen to a computer. That's what they showed me. But the one thing that I learned, and I learned a long time ago, was as a history teacher, I know how to do my research. And one of the best places, if you're really truly wanting to build your downline and do it from a purposeful manner, is to join the Profit Share Mastermind group and find and follow what people are saying in this group. But more importantly, come over here to where it says files. And a lot of people forget that we have a files section over here, and there's a lot of really great scripts and content and elements that are over here. Hunter, have you gone in and used any of these tools and services over here?
Yeah, so I have definitely used a lot of things under those files. Actually, one of them, I think that somebody added it back in 2013 or 2014, but this is kind of getting into more of the specific job postings for those real estate ads. I had copied somebody's job posting, the actual description, to add to my job posting. And since then, I've actually seen a larger increase in the amount of people applying to my job. So
yeah. And I'm gonna back that up too. I do the same thing, and the job posting that I use on ZipRecruiter is exactly the same one that I've gotten from the file section. I've gone in and of course modified it to fit me and changed some of the verbiage, but instead of having to start from scratch with building your online lead generation and building that platform, use a lot of the tools that are in here as well. Now, if I come back over here, this is Aaron's website. And so again, Aaron has had a website for many, many years. He's had a focus on internet lead generation. His first incarnation of his website was actually falling apart. My design team, we've helped him with this new site, and he's had that out for about a year and a half. We were able to move all of the blogs over, everything that he's ever done throughout his career with Keller Williams, and he's rocking it and he's rolling it, and it looks great. And the biggest thing is when I reached out to Aaron in 2018, I told him, I said, hey, I've got a design team that not only can help you, but I think it can help the agents build their profit share, build their downline, which by the way, helps all of us. The more you bring in, the more it helps everybody. And I said, you've got this great idea. You've got this great training, this great concept. I've got a design team. We should do something together. And it was one of those conversations where Aaron's like, we should. What should we do? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do? I mean, it was one of those things. We just kind of kicked it around for a little bit. And then that's when I said, I would like to build with you, Aaron, and Luis is asking Aaron who. It's Aaron Kaufman. And Aaron is one of the admins of the Profit Share Mastermind group. So this is pretty much his group along with Jessica Starr. And that's his website right here, which is moving-careers.com. And so what we've done is we built a platform, and we built a platform that anybody can use within the Keller Williams world, whether it's Keller Williams agents, whether it's leadership, whether it's, admins, it doesn't matter. And Hunter, when you started to really be focused and purposeful on your online recruiting, you actually in the very beginning started to try to do it DIY, correct? I mean, started to try to do a website on your own.
Yeah, I did. So,
which by the way is fine. I'm not saying you can't do that, but tell them that experience that you had.
Yeah. So for me, I first started seeing all of this great content, all these people coming from contribution in the Facebook page. I was watching some of Aaron's online classes that he has. And it really just struck me that I needed to start being purposeful in my online lead gen for real estate agents. And Michael, I'll kind of back up for 2 seconds and kind of say there's two broad categories that agents are going to fall into. They are either producing agents that are already licensed, already in the field with another brokerage, or they are individuals who are not licensed, not with KW, and have not started their career in real estate. And so from a recruiting standpoint, you can go after either kind of pool of individuals. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But Aaron's method that he teaches is to go after the new individuals who are not in a career in real estate yet. And that's what Michael and I are both trying to focus on. And so with that being said, I wanted to create a website similar to Aaron's. I actually found his website, which was, I think, in one of the posts in this group a while back. And I really liked it, and I wanted to go and create something similar to it. So that's what I did. I created a website. It was a pretty simple landing page where essentially they would fill out a form at the bottom. And then I would get a text that somebody had filled out my form, and it would be a Google Sheet from that. And then I would basically be able to have the people's information to follow up with them, where I could either schedule a career call or help them take those next steps. And so for me, it was working okay. It honestly wasn't working as good as I really wanted it to. And then I stumbled upon Michael, who posted one of his websites and some stuff that he was doing into this Facebook group as well. And so I was able to get connected with Michael through that. And then I, since then, have been able to change my website over to their system, and it's thankfully worked a lot better for me.
Yeah. So, the sites that we built it in conjunction with Aaron. And it was one of the situations where the designer on my team, his name is Jordan. And I was telling Hunter this a couple of days ago. I said, Jordan is like, when you think about the disc personalities, Jordan is like a high C. I mean, like a C off the chart, which from a designing point of view, that's what you want, right? And so he dots the I's, he crosses the T's. The flow, the format of the site is very functional. And this site that you see right here, that's mine, which is readyforanewcareer.com. And if I pull up Hunter's, it's going to look the same. It's switchingcareer.com. And the reason why these sites are designed this way is because they're designed the same way Aaron wants them to be. If you come over to moving-career.com, the one thing that you're not going to see on this website for Aaron is Aaron. Because it's not about Aaron. It's not about Hunter. It's not about Michael. It's about the person who's thinking about a career at Keller Williams Realty. And so when you go in and you approach it from that mindset, and keep in mind too, I'm not saying don't approach agents from other brokerages about a potential career at Keller Williams and further enhancing their career. By all means, go for that. This is just another avenue, another opportunity for you to work the online internet lead generation angles that are out there. Don't make it about you, make it about them. And so the sites that we built, they all operate and function in a multi-user environment. So if we make a change, if we go in and we change this photo of Gary to something else, that's going to affect all the users. And the cool thing about that is you don't have to sit there and manage it. You can go in and you can focus on your lead generation. You can focus on whatever you want to do to go out and grow and build your business. And then behind all of that, you have some potential follow-ups that come into play. Now, I want to talk to Hunter in just a second about some of the things that he's doing to market his website, but I also want to point this out because this was something that was essential. Like Aaron said, it has to be this way. And when he explained it to me, I went, you know what, you're right. I totally agree. It has to be that way. And we got it structured on all of these sites that if somebody goes in and fills in that form at the bottom that says get started today, let's say they go out to my website and they scroll down and they fill in this form, which looks the same as Hunter's. But if they fill this in as a lead, and then they happen to say a yes to this question, which is, have you spoken with a KW associate about our company? Or do you have a friend or relative that's working with us? If they say, oh yeah, I've spoken to somebody and that person's Hunter Gore, when I get that lead, I'm going to be notified at the very bottom that it says Hunter Gore. And at that point, that's my opportunity to make this a win-win, to make this a win for Hunter and forward that lead over. And actually this morning, Aaron Kaufman got a lead off his website that mentioned me. And what's the first thing he does? He forwards it over to me. You know, and it's doing the right thing. And Hunter, have you had one of those instances come up yet on your forums?
Yeah, so I have had, I think about 40 or 50 people come through the forums on my website now. I've only had my website up and running with Michael and his team for I think 3 weeks maybe. And I've had 4 or 5 of those individuals come through. I actually had one come through, I think it was yesterday or earlier this morning. And I reached out to the agent and went ahead and passed that along, you know, because that's really what the culture is about within KW. It's about making things win-win, you know, and if I can help Michael, you build your downline and you get more people into the company, it's going to help that market center be more profitable. It's going to help me when I continue to bring more people into that area in that market center.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So fairly new for you in using these websites. What's been some of your aha moments in using the sites, and what have you seen from the results coming in?
Yeah, so one of the main things that I find really crucial, and this is what Aaron talks a lot to, about the whole online lead generation, being able to generate organic leads, is through this right here, these blog postings. And Aaron does a really great job of doing blog postings on his website. This was actually one that I made the other day. This was my first blog post. And so this was from one of the tech calls that my region had, Carolinas region. And so this was Kelly Finnegan, who's my regional tech trainer. She did a virtual open house webinar for individuals. And so it was really great to be able to be a part of that, watch the recording, and then be able to share that with anybody who's thinking about getting into a career in real estate. And especially some of the stuff that Aaron's putting out on his website and just some of the value and what he's giving away. He's really trying to help us pivot the way that we are marketing through this time. Because one of the questions I have gotten a lot recently is, can I still get into a career in real estate even with everything going on?
Yeah, big time. I'm hearing the same thing as well too. So, with these sites, with online recruiting, there's a couple different ways. So online recruiting is this big pie, but then you can start to cut it up into different pieces, and there's a lot of different ways to approach it. And you can do all of the pieces, all of the approaches, or you can focus on one element of that. It's completely up to you. And so one of the things that Hunter is doing right here is the blogging aspect, which is completely free. So anybody can go in and blog. If we go back again to Aaron, he's going to be our benchmark on this. He has been blogging consistently since 2004, 2005. Now he's based out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. But if you go in and you do a search for Keller Williams, Buffalo, New York, or Sacramento real estate careers, or anything like that, you're probably going to find blog posts coming from moving-careers.com, because he's consistently blogging on all things Keller Williams, on all things real estate careers across the United States, across Canada. And so you have that same ability to go in and do this on this platform. And so this is your very first one. We will go in as the designers of the sites, we will go in and we'll add some blogs in here. So we've added this blog and all those others that you see right here, just to give people some content that they can work off of. But it is ideal if you go in and blog yourself and do it that way, because that's going to increase your SEO, your search engine optimization. So from a blogging point of view, Hunter, I know you said this is one of your very first ones. What is your plan moving forward from a blog point of view? You're going to try to do one or two a week. What's your plan?
Yeah, great question. So right now, my benchmark, I'm setting it really low for myself. I want to do one a month. I really want to make sure that I'm learning how to properly do SEO. I want to make sure that I'm learning how to properly get these blogs exposed to the internet. One of the ways I'm doing that is through those share icons on the bottom there. That way I can share it to my Facebook, I can share it to my LinkedIn, I can share it on my Twitter. And that way I can hopefully get more exposure for my blogs. Again, trying to drive more traffic to these websites in order to get people to fill out those forms at the bottom, which will then allow us to follow up with them and speak with them about a career into real estate.
Yeah, which leads into the second way to work with these sites. So you can do the SEO side. You can go in and blog. And then what Jordan on my team has done is he's built in these lead capture magnets right here. The download my mobile app, you can have that functionality on there. So if somebody is interested in Hunter's site and they go, oh, this is kind of cool. Oh, I'd love to see the mobile app. Click, then you're going to be able to get that lead there as well. But then you can also come over and you can share your blog post to any of these social media platforms that you want. Now, I'm of course logged into my Facebook account. This is Hunter's website, but if I clicked on Facebook, it's going to open up and it's going to take me into the posting so I can put it out on social media. Now, the cool thing about doing it this way, social media is free if you want it to be, but if you want to do paid advertising, you can do that. And all of us on here are command users. So we could actually take this post, drop it into command, and run a Facebook ad off of that if you wanted to do something along the lines of that. Now, Aaron did something earlier this week. So this is what's really cool about these sites and about online lead generation is there's always a new way to kind of skin the cat. There's always something new that you can do. And Aaron, earlier this week, I saw him comment on this post in the Facebook Mastermind group. On his website, he's gone in and added in all of the must-read books for agents. Shift, of course, is number one. The One Thing, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, The Investor, Hold, all of that. And I know, Hunter, you've gone in and kind of put your own spin on that, your own version to that. It's not spaced exactly the same way. It looks slightly different. I showed this to Jordan on my team, and he's like, oh, yeah, we can add that. We'll add that for all the users. So that's another thing that's going to go in there. So anybody who's using the platform, pretty soon they're going to see the ability to go in and add this. Now, Hunter, you may have already done this. Have you become an Amazon associate by chance?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So tell the group, what does that mean?
Yeah. So for me, the Amazon Associates allows me to put links here onto the websites and get some affiliate income off of the books. and off of really anyone who clicks on these links or any other links for Amazon products I put on these websites. Now, the goal obviously is not to just try to get money from people. The goal is to add value. And the way that we add value is by giving them the resources right here at a cheap price. Amazon's typically the cheapest place to get it anyway. So you might as well get a little bit of income from Amazon
if I can get a little bit to cover my marketing and basically have a zero cost website. Okay,
yes.
Great. And that's one of the reasons too that we've also, and this is again through Aaron, we've added Real Estate Express on here. And so Real Estate Express is a functionality in the back office of the website. And so when you go to Real Estate Express as a user of the site, all you got to do is hit become an affiliate. You're signed up as an affiliate. We give you the instructions on how to add the button to your website. And then anybody that you're talking to that potentially is ready to sign up for real estate school, all you got to do is send them your affiliate link. They sign up, you get paid. The last 2 months were the first 2 months where I actually covered my cost of the monthly expenses for this website and actually made a little money to put in the pocket for the marketing budget. Now with the fact that I can put the books on there, it's gonna be a pretty good day. You're right. I mean, I'm definitely gaining. I'm not going to be retiring off of that. And that's not going to be anything what my profit share is going to be, but it does help me to market and provide value at the same time.
Yeah. And Michael, I'll go ahead and speak to that a little bit as well. I started doing that affiliate links through Real Estate Express. Honestly, I have heard nothing but good reviews from them. It's a very clean platform to go in and take your online real estate license. For South Carolina, a lot of the in-person real estate classes right now are shut down. Or held via Zoom, which is, can kind of be a little weird. But for me, I got my real estate license online when I took it. And that's what I encourage people to do, just simply because it's a lot easier than doing in person. Online is just so much easier. And, it's great to be able to provide somebody with a good discount on these courses as well.
Right. Absolutely. And you keep in mind too, Real Estate Express is active in Texas. They're active in South Carolina. They're not active in every state. Don't let that hold you back. Because here's the thing. Many of us, when we start to build our profit share, we have the mindset of, I need to bring people to my market center, the answer to that is yes, you should. But don't limit yourself just to your market center. Build your profit share wide, build it deep, everywhere. And so one of the things that I do, I will go out and I will create ads, job board postings, and that's the third way to market these websites. So you can do free blogging, you can do free social media, paid advertising, or you can start to do some job board postings. One of the things that I do with my job board postings, I am going to spread those deep and I'm going to spread those wide. And a question always comes up, and I think we were talking actually about it a couple of days ago. You're asking, where do you market? Well, one of the things that I do is I will go out to the Keller Williams reports and I will find the top 25, top 30 most profitable Keller Williams market centers. And then I'll say, okay, step one, find the market centers that are making money. Because if I'm wanting to build my profit share, I probably want to go to some market centers that are profitable, right? So I'm going to find the most profitable ones so I get the biggest return on my investment. And then step two, before I start to generate any leads and bring those to the market centers, what I need to do is I need to reach out to those market centers. I need to let them know, number one, who I am, what I'm doing, and how I'm going to be able to bring some value to the table for them. So I always tell everybody, if you're going to do online lead generation, you need to recruit the market centers and the leadership first before you even bring any recruits. Hunter, have you done that? Have you experienced that process?
Yes, I have. So I recruit, and I do it a little bit more strategically. I'm only recruiting right now in the state of South Carolina. Granted, I'm also doing free job postings, which we can get into that in a second. But I'm only recruiting to offices that I know the leadership. I know how good they are at continuing to bring people in if I hand them off referrals for agents. And I know that those agents will be in good hands in that market center. I'm not going to send people to market centers that I don't know the leadership. I don't know, the quality of the market center. I don't know the agent retention in that market center. Like, I want to know how the market center and leadership is doing just as you had mentioned, Michael. And then I'm going to make sure they're okay with it. And then I'm going to go ahead and start running those job postings and starting to recruit for those market centers.
Yeah. And that's the key is, guys, you gotta make sure it's a two-way street. You can't just go out and dump somebody that you picked up off the internet into the lap of leadership and expect them to be an advocate for you to bring them on board. And it's a situation where we've got to be working together in a win-win, and you're going to have to talk to these leads, these internet leads that are coming in. You can't just pick them up and go, oh, hey, Hunter, here you go. Here's a guy. Go close him for me. Thanks. Appreciate it. You got to work both sides, and you got to have that communication open on both sides. And I will say this too, right now in the situation that we're in, I'm seeing some of the contacts that I have in my market centers that have been furloughed or they've had to change their positions. I mean, it's a tough time right now. So revisit some of your market centers that you are talking with and make sure that the point of contact is still the same one that's there, because sometimes that has changed here in the last couple of weeks. And so you need to be mindful of that. Now, the job board postings. Talk a little bit, Hunter, about what you started with in terms of going out and doing some job boards.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to. I will say one thing before I dive into a little bit of what I'm doing. And Michael, I don't know if this is true for you, but this is what I have seen over the past 2 to 3 weeks. I have seen more people applying to my job postings because of everything that's happening with Corona. People are getting laid off. They're getting furloughed there. Even if they still have their job, they're just feeling a little antsy. And so I'm starting to see a lot more people have an interest in a possible career in real estate. That's not to say that all of these additional leads that I'm getting are going to be as high quality, but I at least have more leads coming in. So I don't know if that's your experience as well, Michael.
I'm starting to see a lot of people that, they've been laid off. I had a conversation with a gentleman yesterday in Colorado, and he's like, I've always wanted to get in real estate, but I was in the hamster wheel, could never stop to focus on the training aspect of it. I've been stopped. I just got laid off a couple weeks ago. I've got the funds to start my business. I'm ready to go. That's kind of the mindset that I'm hearing, is that there's a lot of motivated people out there right now. It's not a lot of woe is me. And when you do the job board postings, you got to make sure that people understand that it's not a job, it's a career, and that you're not looking for employees. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade at Redfin, but they furloughed a lot of real estate agents. Well, what does it tell you? They were all employees. They're not career minded, right? They're dependent mindset, not interdependent. And so when I go in and I do my job board postings and I do the social media ads and I do the organic blogs, I need to make sure that I am focused on people who are wanting to build a career and not necessarily just have a job. And I do want to circle back too on the blogs. Make sure too, guys, that whenever you're doing a blog, that it's original content. And if you borrow the blog from somebody else, you can borrow the blog, but you need to go in and make sure that it's going to be original content to make sure you follow all copyright rules and regulations that are out there, but also to gain the SEO. Because if you just copy and paste from somebody else, it's not going to do you any good. You got to have that original content. Now, the job board postings, what platform, Hunter, are you using?
Yeah, so I have used 2 platforms in the past. I have had good experiences for the most part with both. Right now, currently, I am using Indeed job platform. That's what I'm using to do free job postings. There are ways where you can sponsor things on there and you can pay money. It does allow you to do free, and it doesn't require an extended amount of time. When I have done the Glassdoor, they require me to pay X amount of dollars a month. There are some others. I know that you do ZipRecruiter, and I think you pay by the number of job postings and not by just a percentage a month. Indeed will allow you to either, again, do the free ones or to go more in depth and do a sponsored or boosted job platform. And for me, I just have not found a lot of value with boosting the ad in Indeed. For me, I have not gotten a lot of value or return. It's actually funny. I've gotten, I think, 60 leads from my job posting with my free job that I have had ever since the Corona stuff started. And I did a paid job posting with Indeed, and I think I got maybe 17 leads.
Okay.
And it's both kind of been about over the same period of time. It's not been in the same geographical location, but I'm just seeing a lot more value in return from doing free things. And Glassdoor allows you to do a free, I think, 2-week or maybe 1-month trial. There are a lot of job postings that will allow you to do free trials.
Yeah. You can definitely start with the free stuff. And I think everybody needs to, at this point, maximize the free elements. That's the blogging. That's the social media post. Take advantage of all the tools and resources that Glassdoor, Indeed, any of the job boards are doing. And keep in mind too, if you've ever looked at that in the past, any of those job board sites, and you go, well, I can't really do that right now, that I just don't have the funds. Now's a good time to circle back to these sites, because a lot of times they're starting to reduce their rates because they're wanting to keep their income going. They're wanting to keep their activity going. One site that I've been using now for over a year, probably close to a year and a half now, and I know Aaron has used it as well, and it's been very successful for me, has been ZipRecruiter. Now, it's not the cheapest one out there. It is one that is going to be fairly expensive, compared to the others. But if you look at the return that's coming in, I've been using them. I've got 2,300 plus candidates. And this gentleman right here, Jacob, I spoke to him earlier today, and I've already got him over in contact with the OP at Keller Williams, Colorado Springs. And he is right here going, oh my gosh, really looking forward to working with both of you. I'm excited. Joyce, when's a good time to talk? I mean, he's gung ho. He's ready to go. And I've also got a link in here as well for the online real estate schools, because he's at the very beginning stages. So I do go in, me personally, I do go in and I respond to each one of these leads coming in. And I think, Hunter, you would agree with this: speed kills.
It really does.
Yeah, because they're not looking just at your site. They're looking at multiple sites. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And so if I come over here and I click on Keisha, what I will do is I will go in and I'll see her answer to my 3 questions. And the first 2 are deal breakers. If they say no, I never even see the person. If they're not willing to undergo a background check and they're not authorized to work in the US, the answer no to either one of those, they're not even on my radar. And then if they say yes or no down here at the bottom, it doesn't matter to me, because I will send a message to any of them, but I'll know how to modify the message. And right here, she says, are you licensed? No, I'm not. Okay, great. Then I'm going to come over here to send email. And what I will do is I will send an email to the new agent, and I have the new agent information in there, just like this. I have a script for new agents, and then I have a script for experienced agents. So if they are licensed, they're going to get a different message. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to send that as fast as possible to them. I respond to every lead that comes in. And it's then up to them at that point to take the next step. Now, right now, what I've decided in my mind is if they are unlicensed and they don't take that next step, they don't respond, I don't even worry about them. But I like what Hunter has done and what he's built within Command. And we're going to see that here very, very shortly, to where he's going to be able to show you that he's got a drip campaign that he's put together to follow up on that. And I'm definitely interested in doing something along the lines of that. If they are licensed, I do take an extra step. I do have a little bit of a drip campaign to continue to talk with them. But keep in mind too, if you're going to go the online internet lead generation route, the vast majority of the people you're going to come across, they're going to be unlicensed, or they're going to be in school getting ready to take the test. Very rarely are you going to find somebody that's been licensed for 3 or 4 years that's extremely excited at their other brokerage that now wants to have a career at Keller Williams, except for the situation we're in right now. Are you getting a lot of licensed people more in the last 3 weeks, Hunter, on your leads coming in?
Yeah, so I am seeing more people who are either licensed or in the process of getting licensed than I have before, which is kind of nice and a little bit refreshing. But it's definitely not been the norm.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people right now that are scrambling, and one of the reasons why they're scrambling is, of course, the market. And where do they go? They go to the company that has the rudder that's going to steer them through this storm and this downshift, and that's Keller Williams. And that's Shift, and that's Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and that's everything else that's out there. And so you have that ability right now to really maximize and find some quality licensed agents from an online point of view. So that's a little bit of the front end. Now let's take some time. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hunter, are you ready to share yours when I stop?
Give me a second. Let me make sure I can do that. But
So what he's going to do is he's going to log into Command, and he's going to show everybody the smart plans that he's put together from a recruiting point of view. You just tell me when you're ready. And guys, if you have any questions as we go on through here, let us know via chat. And Rose, you said would be very interested to seeing the drip campaign. That's what we're getting ready to show you is what he's got.
All right, I am ready whenever you guys are.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. Go ahead and pick it up and share it on yours.
Okay, so can everyone see my screen all right? I believe so.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, so Command, I just have to say, Command is a very, very powerful tool for us as real estate agents, both from the recruiting aspect as well as just being a real estate agent. Now, there are a couple things that you guys can do as agents to help recruit and bring some people in. If you are on leadership or inside your market center, you have a market center tab right up here that you can go in and do stuff with these tasks and recruits. I don't use that, and I don't find it very helpful personally. I think that's something that'll be coming later on down the line. But what I want to jump in really quickly is these smart plans. For me, this is probably the most useful tool out of the whole entire platform that Keller Williams has built for us. These smart plans allow me to follow up and touch base with people who are looking to buy and sell real estate. And more importantly, it allows me to have a follow-up and drip campaigns for these real estate leads. So let me find a couple ones. So this is a really great one right here that I like. This is my smart plan for people who need to go get their real estate license. So I'm going to go in here, edit this, and show you guys kind of what I say in my general overview for these smart plans. What I will say is that tagging your database and going ahead and putting these contacts that you're getting, whether that's from your website, from social media, from these job postings, putting those people into your database inside of Command is going to be very crucial to help you tag them accordingly and then set them up on these smart plans. So I'm just going to show you guys a really brief overview. And Michael, let me know if there's anyone in the chat who needs to slow down a little bit as well. But the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send these people an email. And from what I have found, a lot of people are very responsive to these emails that I send them, because typically I've already sent them 1 or 2 emails previously from my Keller Williams email, which is where these emails are being sent out from. But in the subject here, I'm putting getting your real estate license. And for me, the purpose of the smart plan and the purpose of this first step in this email is to send them the link to the online real estate school, Real Estate Express. I want to make sure that I'm providing value for these people looking to get their license or looking to get started. I want to make sure that I am sending them to a place that's going to give them a good discount. So this is just kind of a really general overview of what I have. I'm just letting them know that this is the online real estate school. The smart plans allow you to input a custom hyperlink right there. So you're able to hyperlink it and send that out to your website. And then I just let them know that I'm going to be a resource for them. I'm going to be here throughout the process of them getting their license. I want to be there to help follow up with them and to answer any questions they have and help guide them in the best step that I can.
Which I think is key. You got to remember too that you're trying to bring value to these people. You can't sit there and mandate, hey, you know what, Hunter, you got to put me down as a sponsor. That's just the way it's going to be. You can't do that. You know that. Yeah. And so the only thing that you really can do is go in and be that guide, be that sponsor, or be that person that's going to help them through this process. So then when they get to the sponsorship point of view, on both sides of the transaction, leadership and the sponsor, they know it's a no-brainer that it's Hunter, because he's been actively involved and engaged with me through the whole steps. And you're also communicating that type of communication with the client, with the potential sponsor, to leadership.
Exactly right. And so again, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm adding value throughout the whole follow-up process. Even if that means I'm sending them automated emails and text, it's still going to be adding value to them. And I'm occasionally going to throw in a call that I will make just to catch up with them.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I do next is I set a 25 delay for this individual. Again, these are people who are looking to get their license and start that process. And for a lot of people, it takes a good bit of time to do the real estate license. And so I'm going to put as much delays in here as I can to kind of space out my connections and the times I reach out to them. because I want to make sure that they have time to get through the license a little bit, and then I can reach out and see how I can help. The very next thing is I have my automated text that just says, hey, how is your real estate license coming along, Hunter Gore? A lot of people will not realize, unless you put in your name, that this is coming from you, just because the number that's hooked up to these smart plans is through Twilio, and it's not your cell phone number. So just so people are aware that you're going to want to include a little bit of info about who it's from, just so people are able to recognize it and then respond. And from my smart plan, my experience putting people on this sort of thing, I won't get a lot of responses to this email for obvious reasons. There's not really a call to action. But for this text, I tend to get a lot of people responding to me, being like, hey, it's going good. I'm in this process. I actually had somebody respond to me yesterday. They said, hey, I actually have not started the process yet. Funds have been tight, but I'm hopefully going to be getting some money soon from the stimulus check and looking to start. I'm like, okay, great. Here's that link again if you need a really discounted real estate school that's going to help you get through to those next steps. Again, trying to bring value and add value to them. The next thing I'm going to set in here is a 30-day delay for really this should probably be labeled as a care call. I really just want to check in with them. It's always good for me just to follow up voice to voice, just to hear how they're doing and touch base and see how I can help them down those next steps, whether that's getting them in touch with leadership, guiding them with some other tools as far as getting prepped to take their exam, or really whatever that might look like for this individual. I'm then going to put in another 14 delay. And then this is, again, just me touching base. I'm saying, hey, how's everything going? Just wanted to touch base, see how I can further assist you in the licensing process and help you launch your real estate career. And that's going to be on day 70. And essentially the smart plan is going to end after that. So the smart plans there's probably some more stuff that could be added to it, but I really just wanted to have a sort of drip campaign that I can use over the course of 2-3 months, just to really follow up with them. Because that's, from my experience, the majority of people are going to do the license in 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 to 5 months. Sometimes it's done sooner. Sometimes it takes people 6 months or longer to do everything. That's just typically what I have found throughout that whole process.
Yeah, the longest I've seen somebody go through the process was 2.5 years that ended up in my downline. It was one of those things where it's like, they're working and they're trying to do it, then they end up failing the test 1 or 2 times, whatever the case may be. And I like the structure, I like the smart plan here. I haven't personally done this yet in Command. I've actually been doing conceptually all of this with Gmail, and I have a list of all my people that I stay in touch with, and I keep them in my inbox. I have structure in my mind and in Gmail of how to do this. But I'll say this about the drip campaign and the smart plans. Once you make those connections with them and you send these emails out, they are going to respond. They are going to connect with you. And that just solidifies the relationship with these people. Many of the people that you are going to bring into your downline from an online point of view, you're never going to meet them in person. I mean, it's just one of those things. If you do, it's going to be a rare instance. But they are going to be some of the most loyal and diehard agents because you've poured into them and you've stayed with them through this process. I've got one recruit. I have not met her yet in person. We'll communicate on social media and everything else. But during the process, right before the testing, she's like, I am ready. And I still remember this because I wasn't asking her for her to say this, but she said this. She's like, Michael, I am so ready to build my career. I will not let you down. You will be proud of me. I will be one of your best people you will ever sponsor. I am all in. And I was like, that's awesome. That's great. That's the type of mentality that you want from your people. And when you have a structure like this with the smart plans, that's the type of people that you're gonna attract. And Ashley, you're saying, what's the real estate school that's nationally ranked? reexpress.com is the one that we have on the recruiting sites that are set up as the affiliate. So if you would, Hunter, stop sharing your screen. I'm going to take them back to our screen. And guys, we got about 10 minutes left. So if you have any questions, let us know as we go through the process. I mean, questions in general about online internet lead generation, any of the tools, the techniques, anything else that we're doing, you guys can type that into chat. Pull this up here. Make sure we have it. Ashley's saying, Hunter, do you have electronic versions of your smart plans that you use?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So right now I have built all of these from scratch, and I have videos that I have put together of these smart plans, but I don't have a PDF. I'm working on trying to get a PDF put together. The problem is I have, I think, 4 or 5 smart plans specifically for recruiting. And it's going to take me a little bit to try to copy and paste and lay out in a really easy to follow flow for you guys on how to do that. But if you are interested, if you would just drop your email down below, and I'll try to copy that and follow up with you here in a couple of weeks once I'm able to get those.
Awesome. All right. So guys, one of the things I want to show you is, we've talked about the concept, the process that we're using, and we're having success. And you got to keep in mind too, all of this started with Aaron Kaufman, and then Aaron's got people in his downline that have gone out and done amazing things. Like Brent Mitchell is the top recruiter within Keller Williams and the whole system for years on end, and he's in Aaron's downline. So I mean, he's got some amazing people that he's been able to attract to Keller Williams, and their focus is internet lead generation. If you are looking to have that same type of focus, that same type of plan, it can happen. And I want to show you some of this information. It's some things that we've put together on my side of it with my design team in conjunction with Aaron, but then also Hunter's got some stuff too that we want to show you to kind of help you with those resources. But if you guys go back to michaeltritthart.com, and right here it says services. If I click on services, and I'll put this link in the chat so you guys will have it, what we've done is my design team, we can help with command setup and websites and everything else, but the recruiting site that we have listed right here is exactly what we've been talking about. And that link, I'll put it right here. This is open to anybody at Keller Williams, agents, leadership, staff, anybody that wants to build their downline. Normally it's $399 one-time setup fee. We've got it now down to $219. So we want everybody to build and grow at this point. The $30 a month, what that's going to cover, that's going to cover your hosting, your security updates, global updates that we do to the sites, anything like if we push a blog post out to everybody, that's going to be a global update. One of the things that we're going to be pushing a global update out for everybody is going to be the books that we see over here on the right-hand side. We're going to have those links on there for everybody here very, very soon. But when I go in and I look at the back office, there's Aaron, of course, right here in the middle of the screen. You're going to get, with the $30 a month, you're going to get training from Aaron, from my design team. We're going to walk you through how to add a Facebook pixel account to your sites. I mean, these are robust websites, and we're constantly adding new elements to it. I'm going to give everybody this bonus item right here as well too. This is something that I picked up from a team leader in Louisiana. Nightbeforetheexam.com. Hunter, have you ever had any conversations with somebody who is gone through school and almost ready to test?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, me too, all the time. And so one of the things that I'm going to do for them is I'm going to say, hey guys, before you take your test, let me send you a link. And this link is going to be to nightbeforetheexam.com. And they have every single state listed. So if I come over here and I want to do South Carolina, then I can come over. Now their cost is $59.95. They don't have an affiliate link like Real Estate Express. But what I did is I reached out to the owners of this site and I said, hey, love your site. More importantly, I have people coming back saying they love what you guys are doing. This is going to be a value add to give to your people who are getting ready to test. And those that have used this have said, oh my gosh, this was a difference between a 95 on the test versus a 65. That's how good these study guides are. So I was talking the night before the exam and I said, you guys have an affiliate link? And they go, no, we don't. But we can create a promo code. And if you give people your promo code, that will knock $20 off of our price. I was like, okay, well, great. I'll take that. And so what they did is they created a promo code for me that will knock the price down to $39.95. So when I'm talking about pouring value into these recruits' lives and I can say, hey, here's a study guide. And oh yeah, by the way, because you know me, it'll save you $20. They're like, oh my gosh, that's great. That's awesome. So guys, that's another element that you can use this for. And Grace, the question is, this is solely for recruiting. Yes, this is lead generation for recruiting. That's all it does, right? That's what it's designed to do. That's exactly what Aaron's doing with his website. We mirror that and provide that to the masses. So that's kind of the front end with the training and with all the elements that are over there. And with the promo code with night before the exam, I don't get any monetary amount coming back from night before the exam, because that's just a promo code. But what I do get is I get that solidification of the relationship with the client, with the recruit, because I'm passing a value on to them and they love it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is great. Love this, right? So the promo code for me, Dan, that I give to my people is an abbreviation of my name. It's MTRIT. And again, I don't get any financial gain from that. That just gives your people $20 off. Give it to them now. Contact night before the exam, set up your own promo code, and you're off and running. Now, Hunter, all of that is kind of on the front end, and you're using those tools and those services to help to attract your leads. What do you have for the follow-up that you've put together?
Yeah, so I have some videos that I've made of my follow-up process, a lot of my smart plans, and I am continually adding to my video library of all of these smart plans. I do have a course that I put together, and I totally forgot to do this, Michael, but I'm going to drop my email down here in the chat. For those of you who don't or are not able to see my chat and are watching this recorded, my email is my name, Hunter Gore at kw.com. And if you guys would just email me, I will send you a 50% off discount for this if you want to be able to get some of my smart plans. I walk through step by step what I do. I'm also going to be adding all the PDFs to this. I'm going to send out the PDF for the one I went over in this video to those people who have already sent me their emails as well. This video will also be on that library as well, but I'm happy to try to provide value for you guys and give away as much as the smart plans as I can, because I know they're helpful for me and I want them to be helpful for you guys as well, to be able to bring more people into your downline, because that's ultimately going to help everybody.
Right. And right now it's a crazy situation. We're in a time right now where, we've never seen a situation that we're in from this cause, but this is not the first time that the United States has been in a situation like this. It's not the first time that Keller Williams Realty has been in a situation like this. It's a huge opportunity for you to build your downline. And we're talking brand new people, we're talking experienced agents, everybody. Now is not the time to stop online recruiting. Now is the time to double down, to go and get your unfair share. And I've heard Aaron say this more than once. When 2008 and 2009 hit, it was a hurt on him, because that was his only focus. And he can testify and say this more direct and succinct than I can, but there was a time where he went and got a waiter's job across the street from the Keller Williams office that he was in, just to make ends meet. But the one thing he did not stop is he did not stop his online recruiting, his online lead generation. He kept building his downline. And guys, here is the goal that we've put out in front of you, and we've given you the steps on how to achieve that goal. We've done it. Hunter's doing it. I'm doing it. I'm not done. Aaron's not done. Anybody who's still building the downline, we've only begun to start to achieve those goals, and it's going to grow and grow as we move forward. So what we're going to do for everybody who's joined us and everybody who's RSVP'd but couldn't join us live, we're going to send out a recorded copy of this. You guys are going to get a copy of it. I'm going to put the links in there to what Hunter has put together, what we put together. I'll put a link in there to night before the exam. Basically, everything we've been talking about for this session, everybody's going to get a copy of that. It's going to come in a little bit later tonight. All right. Hunter, any final words, comments that you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, of course. Once again, Michael, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be on this with you. Recruiting is such a crucial thing, especially within KW. It's your way that you can build your wealth, your legacy within Keller Williams. And like you said earlier, now is the time. I would say that Redfin, this is just another little freebie. Redfin, since they did lay off not all, but a majority of their agents, those are also really great little pot of people to reach out to. I saw somebody in the Mastermind group on Facebook earlier today said that they had already reached out to people. They included a script in there as well. If you guys want to go back to that Facebook group and find that individual script that they use, that's another little freebie as well to go after some of those agents.
Awesome. Good idea. Definitely follow everybody within the Facebook Profit Share Mastermind. And Hunter, I appreciate you taking the time. Everybody on this call, appreciate you guys joining us today. You'll get a copy a little bit later tonight. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.